Good morning. Welcome back to Market Monday. Thanks for joining me each week for an update on what's happening in the housing market in the Northwest Ohio region. So we had 200 new listings last week. This is super exciting. Though the number was down from 212 the week before, we continue to just need more houses on the market for buyers. So it's good that we're having over 200 a week. 61 new sellers committed to putting their houses coming soon on the market in the next 21 days. So 261 last week. That's a great number. We did have 294 that went off the market that sold and closed last week. So this number obviously will contribute to our shortage because we sold more and more went off the market than we actually brought on last week. But pretty normal in the last week of the month. We have a tendency to have higher numbers of sold and closed homes the last week of the month. And of course, that's what last week was. So 294 sold and closed last week, 261 coming soon and new. We did have 214 that went contingent and 108 that went pending last week. Let's talk about what we have in the region. We have 1,197 homes available, 98 in the coming soon status. So that's 98 more that'll come on in the next 21 days. And this is about 1,300 homes that are available for our buyers. This is great news. We were running around 700 or 800 in the late spring, early summer. So it's great that we have more opportunities to offer the buyers. Traditionally, a normal market for us is around 4,000 or 5,000 though. So you can see that we do continue to be in a very strong seller's market at this point. 21 active and coming soon homes available in Oregon, 27 in Point Place, 5 new ones last week in Oregon, 2 coming soons last week in Oregon, 7 new ones in Point Place last week, and 3 coming soons in Point Place last week. So we just continue to watch these numbers. These 2 areas, along with every other area of the city, it is really tough for buyers to find homes because we are continuing to stay in this seller's market right now where inventory is low and prices are up. And you can see in September, the total number of home sales was actually up 2%. We sold 1,145 homes. The average sales price was up 2.7% from last year, 2020, to being $191,218. The number of days on the market was down to 55 this year in September from last year. And then new listings was actually up by 2% to 1,145. So you can see in September, we didn't really solve our inventory crisis. But we didn't make it any worse because we had the same number of homes that sold as the same number of listings that we had in September. So that definitely helps. One of the things that I want to do a quick little update on is everybody is starting to hear a lot about foreclosures are up. They are up 49% over last year. The headlines are reading this, but if you actually look at the numbers, you'll see that, yes, they are up traditionally year over year, which is not good. But if we compare them to a normal market or housing market like 2019 was, you can see just from this slide, August 2020, we had 8,348 foreclosure startups. In August of 2020, we only had 5,600. We did have the COVID pandemic, and we had the moratorium where they weren't supposed to be foreclosing on people's homes in 2020. So that's why we are up dramatically over the 2020 numbers of 49%. But if you take this 8,348 from August of 21 and you compare it to a normal year, August of 2019 is the last time we had a normal housing market. You can see in August of 2019, we had 28,000 home foreclosure startups. So just to kind of keep it in perspective, because the headlines don't always, if you go on to read the stories don't always match the headlines. So I want to just make sure that you have some great education, information about what's happening with foreclosures. As you can see on this slide, 44.1% of the people that were in some type of forbearance plan during COVID have come out. They either paid it off, refinanced, done something, or they've paid their house off completely. We do have about 4 out of 10 buyers in the United States own their homes already free and clear. So then you'll see the blue section, which is another 38.7% who were in the forbearance, also have worked out some kind of modification or loan deferment or loan deferral process program. And you'll see that. So if you look at these numbers, that's 82.8% of the people that went into foreclosure plans during the pandemic have come out of them successfully. Unfortunately, 17.2% are still in trouble. And, you know, it pains my heart that we do have people that are still in trouble. But this number is not near what people were expecting. But so just prayers with any of you that are in this situation. We do, again, only have, when I say only, 17.2% that are still in some kind of trying to either work it out. You'll see here, they're trying to work out some kind of loss mitigation, but they haven't been able to yet. Or they couldn't figure out some kind of repayment plan, or they're going to do deed in lieu or short sales. And if you have questions about any of these types of programs, feel free to reach out. I can help you understand what they are and hopefully make some recommendations. With the amount of equity that most people have had in their home over the last year, the appreciation 13% in 2020, 16 to 18% price appreciation in 2021. We've been able to get most of those people, again, 82.8% of the people, out of forbearance and stabilized. So the number of active forbearances that we have currently in September was less than 2 million. So it was 1.71 million homes that were in the forbearance program. And you can see back in May 29th, that was up to almost 5 million. So things are definitely going in the right direction. You will see that even with what is happening with the number of foreclosures that we may start seeing, because we're going to see a little bit more now, we should keep in mind that about the first 431,960 additional foreclosures is only going to make up for a traditional number that we normally have. So if you go back and look at 2018 or 2019, we run about 277, 279 for 1,000 foreclosures in a year. So that 28,000 in August of 2019, pretty normal, about 20, 30,000 foreclosures a month. So if you look in 2020, you'll see we were short about 161,000 foreclosures that did not happen in 2020 because of the pandemic. And then in 2021, the first half of the year, you can see that we're short 270,700. So that is an accumulation of 430, just about 432,000 foreclosures that have not happened. So even though they're up 49% to 8,653, the first 431,960 foreclosures actually are going to go towards, let's say, making up what we missed in 20 and 21. So to give you perspective, we are not expecting a housing crash. We are not expecting the foreclosures to flood the market. Obviously, a normal market's about 300,000, about 25 to 30,000 a month, and we had 8,693 in August of 2020. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I hope you find this information helpful. Please feel free to follow me on my Brenda Kilburn RE/MAX Preferred Facebook page or on my YouTube channel. We do repost all of the videos so you can go back and watch. You can see what was happening during the pandemic we were recording and posting. So again, have a wonderful week. I'll see you next Monday. God bless.